Today's episode is for the 20th day of the month of Kislev. We are in the middle of chapter 30, discussing the laws of Lashon Harah, taking revenge, and bearing a grudge. We will be completing the chapter today, going from paragraph 4 through paragraph 9. Paragraph 4. One can transgress Lashon Harah by not even saying things explicitly, not saying Lashon Harah themselves, but saying things that will cause other people to say Lashon Harah. For example, if you say to somebody, I don't want to tell you what happened today with so-and-so. That obviously gets the other person to ask, well, what happened to so-and-so? That might not be saying Lashon Harah, that first line. It could be Lashon Harah itself because it does imply something negative happened, but it's considered avak Lashon Harah. Even if it's not clear, explicit Lashon Harah, it still could be a catalyst for Lashon Harah to be spoken. So that's considered a sprinkling of Lashon Harah, a dusting of Lashon Harah. Also prohibited under the laws of Lashon Harah. Some other examples are, if you know that person A hates person B, and you're in the presence of person A, and you say, oh, person B is amazing. Well, that's going to get person A to say, what do you mean he's not amazing? He's horrible. So again, you didn't necessarily say anything that was Lashon Harah, but you're causing Lashon Harah to now happen. You're the catalyst for Lashon Harah being spoken. Another thing to note is that Lashon Harah is no joke. If a joke contains information about somebody else that's negative, even if it's just meant to be comedy, it's just meant to be a joke, Lashon Harah is no laughing matter. Paragraph 5. The Kitzur Shulchan stresses that it does not make a difference whether the person you're speaking about is there or not there, whether they'll find out about it or not find out about it. The speech itself is Lashon Harah, is forbidden, is wrong. It doesn't make a difference whether the person you're speaking about will actually ever find out or not. Paragraph 6. The Talmud says that there are 4 types of people who don't merit divine presence. They're missing some divine aspect in their lives. Every person has a certain measure of God looking over them. These 4 people, they're missing that. The first type of person is somebody who is in Hebrew called a letz, usually translated into English as a scoffer. The type of person that after hearing about a serious story or something which might be inspirational, makes a joke and any potential inspiration dissipates immediately. Somebody who makes light of serious matters. Such a person does not merit having the Shekhinah, does not merit divine presence. Someone who's a flatterer, who flatters people. There's someone else who's a powerful person or a wealthy person or someone with a lot of influence. And so if someone goes up to this individual who has influence, one of these people, and flatters them just to gain their influence, just to gain their relationship with them, to be able to take advantage of that person's wealth or power, that someone who does such a thing is a flatterer. In Hebrew, it's called chanifa. Such an individual is totally inauthentic, and such a person does not merit the divine presence. The next category of people that do not merit divine presence, that do not merit the Shekhinah, is someone who's a liar. There's no place to have God involved with us if we're not honest, if we're not truthful. As a matter of fact, the Gemara says that one of the seals of God is emes, truth. Honesty is paramount in Judaism. The 4th category is the type of people we've been talking about. Someone who is a speaker of Lashon Harah. It doesn't mean that anyone speaks Lashon Harah one time, you're missing out on a relationship with God. But it means somebody who habitually speaks Lashon Harah, it's a very severe thing, and someone's potentially cutting off any chance of relationship with Hashem, with God. Paragraph 7. One is not allowed to take revenge in Judaism. One of the 613 mitzvahs is lo sikom, do not take revenge. What does revenge mean? The classic case in the Gemara is somebody asks, person A asks person B, can I borrow a tool of yours? Person B says, nope, I don't like lending out my tools, I'm not lending you my tool. The next day, person B goes back to person A, says, there's a certain tool that I need that you have, can I borrow that tool? And person A says to him, nope, you didn't lend me your tool yesterday, so I'm not lending you my tool today. That's called revenge in Hebrew nekama, and that is forbidden by the Torah. Paragraph 9. There's another mitzvah in the Torah, another prohibition in the Torah of lo situr, which means literally do not bear a grudge. What does bearing grudge mean? Going back to that first case that we talked about in last paragraph about revenge, if person A says to person B, could I borrow a tool of yours? And person B says, nope, I don't lend out my tools. You cannot borrow a tool of mine. And the next day, person B goes back to person A, says, could I borrow this tool of yours? A different tool. And person A says to him, sure, you could borrow my shovel or my axe or the hammer or whatever it is that you're asking to borrow. I'm not like those people that don't lend out their items. You might think he didn't take revenge. He lent his item to person B. Nope, says Torah. That attitude, those words, that's called bearing grudge, and that is biblically prohibited. This concludes today's episode. Next episode, we are going to be taking a break from the chronological order of the Kitzur Chanarach that we are in the middle of. We just completed chapter 30, but we're going to be jumping to Hanukkah because Hanukkah is in a few days. So we'll be jumping to paragraph 139, talking about the laws of Hanukkah. If you have any friends who might be interested in joining the podcast, this is a great time to send them and encourage them to join. Have a wonderful day and see you on the next episode.